Hello everyone. So today we are here to discuss the concept of programmable logic devices. Okay. So in the previous videos we have seen the concept of combinational logic devices. So there what we have discussed, the output of the circuit is purely depending on the only on input combinations. Okay. If the output of the circuit is purely depending on the only input combinations, then it is called as a combinational logic circuit, right? And in this the today topic, programmable logic device, that means the logic devices which can be programmable, which can be programmable is called as programmable logic devices. Okay. And we have three types of classifications here. Okay. We have three types of classifications. What is that? One of them is PLA, first one is PROM, and next one is PAL. Okay, these are the three different classifications we are having in this PLDs. Okay, so in this topic, in this session, we will discuss how these PLDs have been replaced with the previous combination circuits, and what are the advantages regarding this, and how to design these circuits, what is the design procedure, and what is the operation done inside the circuits. So we will discuss in detail each and every one. Okay, you will get only these three topics in this particular concept. One is first classification is PROM, second classification is PLA, third classification is PAL. Okay, now we will see the introduction of this. Okay, see, in the case of the previous concept like combinational logic circuit, so there if we clearly observe, so what is meant by combinational logic circuit? The circuit at which the output is only depending on the input combinations, it is called as combinational circuit. So in that particular condition, suppose if you are dealing with a decoder, then it is a circuit which performs only decoding operation. Suppose if you take multiplexer, it will take the operation, or will perform the operation only on the multiplexing operation. Suppose if you want to do comparison operation, then you have a comparator circuit. So for each and every operation, we have a specific circuit which is predefined for that. Okay. In the combination logic devices, each and every circuit will perform only a specific application, or it will perform only a specific operation. Okay. And now when we move to the latest topic, that is PLD. These PLDs have an advantage such that those can be easily configurable. Configurable means you can easily handle them, and these systems or these devices will be adaptable for you for easily handling that. You can call them easily configurable. That means you can easily operate and you can easily access the data. So like that, you can handle the circuit easily, which can be configured by the individual user for specific applications, for the specific applications. Okay. So, so what is the main advantage means? This is the first thing. We have an easily configurable concept. You can, the PLDs can be easily configurable by the individual user for specific applications. Next, PLDs can be reprogrammed in few seconds. It is a very, very important point. The first point is easily configurable. Okay. First point is easily configurable. This is the first advantage of using PLDs, is easily configurable. And the second one is they can be reprogrammed. They can be reprogrammed. Reprogrammed means these are the logic devices which can be programmed. That is called as PLDs that we have seen already. Okay. But reprogrammed means, suppose if the circuit is used for an application, if the application is completed by the user, then he can erase the program in the circuit. Okay. For example, if I am using one circuit for a single operation, if the operation is completed by me, then I can erase the program present inside the circuit and I can reprogram the same circuit and I can use for different application. Okay. Here the device will be same, and the program which is entered into this can be erased and reprogrammed n number of times. Okay. It can be reprogrammed for n number of times, right? So you see here the PLDs can be reprogrammed in few seconds. That too, this reprogramming concept can be done within a few seconds, so that you will have more flexibility. You will have more flexibility to experiment with the design. Okay, due to this reprogramming concept, these particular PLDs will have more flexibility. Will have more flexibility. Okay, and then what is third important point? This reprogramming feature. Okay, this reprogramming feature also make it possible to accept the changes. That means, suppose if a circuit consists of a program. Okay, suppose if a circuit is consisting of a program internally, suppose if we want to change the program suddenly, that means if you found any modification required by you, then these PLDs will start accepting the changes as well as modifications required in the previously designed circuits. Okay, so what is the advantages? First one is it is an easily configurable. PLDs are easily configurable. And second one is they can be reprogrammed within few seconds, so that you will have more flexibility. And what is third point? These PLDs can accept the changes, or else it is can accept the modifications while you are performing reprogramming features. Okay, these are the three advantages. These are the three advantages why we are moving to PLDs rather than combination circuits. Okay, now according to the architecture as well as complexity and flexibility. Okay, based upon these three characteristics. Okay, architecture, complexity, and flexibility. Based upon these three uh, characteristics, these PLDs are classified into three types. Classified into three types. What is that? First one is PROM, programmable read-only memory. Second one is PLA, programmable logic array. Third one is PAL, programmable array logic. Okay, please remember these expansions. PROM in the sense programmable read-only memory. PLA means programmable logic array. PAL means programmable array logic. Okay. Next, first we will discuss the first classification, that is PROM. Okay, we will see the concept of PROM clearly now. See here, programmable read-only memory. So already you know what is a ROM. Read-only memory is the secondary storage device which is a non-volatile. What is non-volatile? Suppose if the power is turned off, even though the power is turned off, the data present in this circuit or the data present in this device will not be erased. Okay, the data present inside the memory device will not be erased even though the power is turned off. That is called as property of non-volatile. So ROM is a non-volatile memory. If you make this ROM as an programmable, if you make this ROM with an program, it is called as PROM. Okay, you take a normal ROM, yes, I mean an ordinary ROM, and you start programming with that, then it is called as a programmable read-only memory. Okay, so PROM is a device that includes both the decoder plus OR gates. So the important point is, whenever you find the concept of PROM, okay, whenever you find the concept of PROM, you should remember that PROM is nothing but, first of all, you should start with decoder. Okay, PROM is the combination of a decoder plus OR gates. Okay, the decoder circuit internally consists of one decoder, and that output lines of decoder will be connected to this OR gate with the help of fuses. This is very, very important. Okay, the PROM circuit consists of a decoder internally and the output lines of decoder. So generally, what is decoder? You will have n number of inputs and you will have 2 power n number of outputs. Okay, so among these 2 power n, some of the output lines will be linked to a group of OR gates. Linked to a group of OR gates. Group of OR gates. And what I am saying, whenever you are connecting the 2 power n output lines towards OR gate, you should connect them with the help of fuses. What is symbol of fuse? Suppose if it is a point A and it is a point B, then this is called as a symbol of fuse. Okay, between 2 points, you should represent this symbol. This is called as fuse. With the help of these fuses, you will connect the output of decoder lines with OR gates. Okay, so remember that PROM is nothing but it is the combination of decoder plus OR gates within a single IC package. Within a single IC. So within a single IC, both this decoder and OR gates will be fabricated, and that particular circuit is called as PROM circuit. Okay, it is called as PROM circuit. Clear? So see the diagram here. You will have here you will have n number of inputs. Okay, you will have n number of inputs. On your input side, you will have n number of inputs, and you will have m number of outputs. Okay, for a PROM circuit, you will have n number of inputs and m number of outputs. And for n number of inputs, you will have 2 power n number of combinations. That already you know. For n number of inputs, you will have 2 power n number of combinations. And the same m inputs will be represented here. So the representation of PROM circuit is, remember this, 2 power n cross m. Okay, 2 power n cross m. It is the representation of a PROM circuit. Okay, so PROM circuit means combination of one decoder plus the group of OR gates. Combination of decoder plus the group of OR gates. Okay, next. See here, it consists of n number of input lines. Okay, it consists of n number of input lines, and it consists of m number of output lines. Okay, clear? N inputs as well as m outputs. Okay, and now each and every bit combination at input variables. So each and every bit combination of input variables is called as address. It is very important. Remember that each and every bit combination of the input variables is called as address. Likewise, each and every bit combination at output side is called as word. Is called as word. Okay? Remember these two definitions. Okay, what is an address? Address means each and every bit combination of your input variables is called as address. Each and every bit combination of output variables is called as a word. Okay, address and word. Okay, bit combination of input variables is called address, and each and every bit combination of output lines is called as word. Okay, so this is the introduction regarding PROM. So remember that whenever you find the PROM, you should get into the mind that it is a combination of decoder as well as combination of OR gates. This should be get into your mind when you see PROM as your question. Okay, next you will see some examples regarding this, how to design. Okay, so implementation of combinational logic using PROM. How to implement the combinational logics using PROM, that we will see now. Okay, see, observe the question carefully. Here the question is given as implement the following Boolean functions using PROM. So they have given the expression directly. Okay, they have given expression 1 F1, expression 2 as F2. So whenever the same what I have said, whenever the question is asked related to PROM, okay, whenever the question is asked related to PROM, you should remember that it is nothing but it is the combination of the decoder, combination of a decoder, and these decoder is to be linked with OR gates, decoder plus group of OR gates. So this connection of decoder with OR gates to be done with fuses, okay, this entire pattern you should get into mind. Okay, PROM means first of all decoder should be taken, and this decoder is linked with OR gates, and this linking will be done with fuses. Okay, So our first step is we need to find out which decoder is to be used. Okay, see here the number of inputs are 2 here, A0, A1. Here also number of inputs are 2, A0, A1. So if you clearly observe, the value of n is equal to 2. What is n? The number of inputs. The value of n is equal to 2. Okay. So what is the decoder representation? N cross 2 power n. N cross 2 power n is the decoder representation. Substitute the value of n equal to 2 here. Then what you will get? You will get 2 cross 4. You will get 2 cross 4 as your answer. So that for this particular problem, 2 cross 4 decoder is the appropriate decoder which can be represented here. Okay, so first of all, you should draw one 2 to 4 decoder. That means 4 output lines you should have, 4 output lines and 2 input lines. Like that, you need to draw one decoder. And then I said decoder plus OR gates. How many OR gates are there? You should take each and every OR gate separately for 2 functions. You should observe how many functions are there in the problem. Then take separate gate for each function. So as we are having 2 functions, F1 and F2, you should take 2 AND gates. Sorry, OR gates. 2 OR gates. This is one OR gate. This one OR gate. 2 OR gates. This is for F1. This is for F2. And these are nothing but your output lines. These are nothing but your output lines. So these lines are to be linked 1, 2 in the sense among these four, 1, 2 lines only should tie up to the first gate. And among these 4, 0, 1, 3 only should tie up to the second gate. Like that, the connection should be given. Okay. So remember that first to find out which decoder is to be used. Okay, for the given problem, which decoder is to be used, that is to be identified. So by seeing the expressions clearly, it is saying that input value n is equal to 2. Therefore substitute n equal to 2 in decoder representation, then you will get 2 cross 4 as your appropriate decoder. Okay, so draw a 2:4 decoder. See here, I am having 2 inputs as per the question, A0, A1, A0, A1 as the 2 inputs, and the 4 outputs are there. See here, this is the first output 0, next 1, next 2, next 3. Total 4 outputs are there as per the question. Okay, as per the question, 4 outputs are there. Now, how many OR gates are required? 1 OR gate for first expression, 1 OR gate for second expression. So I took F1, 1 OR gate, F2, 1 OR gate. Now what is the concept remaining? Linking of the output variables. See here, 1, 2. F1 is representing only 1, 2 pins. So among these 4, 1 means this one. See clearly, 1 means this line. This line is to be linked with a fuse. Already I said that the decoder output lines and OR gate to be linked with the fuse. So this is the symbol of the fuse. Okay, these are called as your fuses. Okay, you should link these output values towards the OR gate with the help of fuses. Okay, clear? So what are all the given here? For the first expression, 1, 2 are given. So first pin is directly given with a fuse. Likewise, second pin also given directly with the fuse. And the remaining 2 are left empty. See here, no connection is there. Here, no connection is there. That means this 0 pin and the third pin are not given in the first expression. Okay, 0, 3 are not given in the first expression. That's why I didn't mention here. Okay, no connection is given. Okay, now what about second one? 0, 1, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 3. So if you find here 0, 1 and 3 are the 3 output pins involving in the second expression. So 0th pin is linked, first pin is linked, second is not given here, so take empty. Okay, leave the connection. Don't give connection. Why? Because 2 is not given. 2 is not given here. So remove 2 and directly link 3. Okay, among these four, 0, 1, comma 3 are linked with the fuses. Second one is left empty. Why? Because we don't have any 2 value here, and give it to F2. That's it. Okay, first step is finding the which decoder is appropriate. How will you find? Observe the expressions, how many inputs are involving here, take that value as n, substitute that n into the decoder representation, then you will get this value. In this problem we are having 2 inputs involving, so substitute n is equal to 2 in the decoder representation, then you will get 2:4 as the answer. Therefore take 2:4 decoder, apply 2 inputs as the given problem A0 and A1, and you will have 4 output lines. And then, as we are having 2 expressions, take 2 OR gates separately and connect these respective pins to the OR gate with the help of fuses. Okay, connect these respective pins. Okay, for F1 only 1 comma 2 should be linked with the fuses, and for F2 only 0 comma 1 comma 3 should be linked to the OR gate with the help of fuses. Okay, this is the first model. That means when expressions are directly given the problem. Okay, when the Boolean functions are directly mentioned in the problem, then this is the format you need to follow. Suppose if the expressions are not given in the problem, then what is the process? Okay, see another example. See here. So design a PROM circuit. Okay, design a PROM circuit which accept. See the word accept. Accept means this word indicates it is an input. Accept 3-bit binary number. It means the input of the circuit will be 3-bit binary number. And generate, this word generate is nothing but it is an output. Generate the XS3 code. So XS3 code is the output. So they are asking you to design a PROM circuit in which this particular circuit will accept. That means it will take inputs as 3-bit binary number, and this circuit should generate the output as XS3 code. Okay, so whatever you are drawing and you are designing a circuit, for this circuit input will be 3-bit binary number. Okay, whatever you are going to design the circuit, that circuit should accept 3-bit binary number and it should generate its XS3 code. Okay, so your inputs will be 3-bit binary number and outputs will be XS3 code. Okay, that is the meaning. So you don't find any expression here, only you can find the condition. This is the condition, accepting 3-bit number and generating XS3 code. This is the condition. So you need to design the circuit which obey the given condition. Okay, you need to design the circuit which accept or which obeys this particular condition. Okay, now see here, first draw the truth table. Why? Because in order to obtain the expressions, first of all you should have a truth table. So this is your input section, this is the output section. In the input section, as the given question consists of 3-bit input, binary input, so I took only 3 bits, A0, A1, A2. So if I have 3 bits, then how many combinations I will have? 2 power 3. What is 2 power 3? 8. Okay, for n number of inputs you will have 2 power n combinations. Likewise, for 3 number of inputs you will have 2 power 3 combinations. So I have written all the combinations from 000 to 111. Okay, so write the answers for this. This is the value of 0, this is value of 1, it is value of 2, it is value of 3, next is the value of 4, next it is the value of 5, and this is value of 6, and this is value of 7. Okay, so total 0 to 7, 8 components are written here at the input side. Next, what is the output? XS3 code. XS3 code is the output. So minimum we take 4 bits for XS3 code. So take B0, B1, B2 and B3. Okay, minimum number of bits in XS3 code is 4. That's why directly I can take 4 bits at output side. Why? Because they didn't mention here. Like input, they didn't mention. In input they have given specifically 3-bit. Okay, in the input side they specifically mentioned here 3-bit. That's why I took only 3 bits, A0, A1, A2. But output side they didn't mention. That's why generally for access3 code we will have 4 bits. That's why I took 4 columns separately: B0, B1, B2, B3. Now what I should do, I should write the access3 values. What is access3? Adding of 3 for each and every number. 0 plus 3 is equal to 3. The binary format of 3 is 0, 0, 1, 1. Next, access3 value of 1 means 1 plus 3, 4. What is binary value of 4? 0, 1, 0, 0. Next, what is the access3 value for 2? 2 plus 3 means 5. So 0, 1, 0, 1. Next, what is access3 value for 3? 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So 0, 1, 1, 0. Next, what is access3 value for 7? 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. So we'll get 0, 1, 1. Now access3 value for 5, 5 plus 3 means 8. So you will get 1, 0, 0. And access3 value for 6 is 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. 6 plus 3, 9 means 1, 0, 0, 1. Likewise, access3 value for 7 is 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. 10 means 1, 0, 1, 0. Like that, you add the numbers with 3. Why? Because it is an access3. Access3 means adding some extra 3. So 0 plus 3, 1 plus 3, 2 plus 3, 3 plus, like that you add and you will get the result. Convert that result into binary form and write in this section. Okay, clear? Now you have truth table with you. And now what is your task? You need to draw the circuit. So before drawing the circuit, you should know which decoder is to be used and how many OR gates are there. Okay, you need to know which decoder is to be used and how many OR gates are required. So if you observe here, the number of inputs n is equal to 3. They have given directly. The question itself, they mentioned 3-bit binary input. So the n value is equal to 3. So if n is equal to 3, substitute this n equal to 3 in the binary format, decoder format, then you will get 3 into 8 as the answer. N into 2 power n format, if you substitute n equal to 3, you will get 3 into 8 as the answer. Therefore, for this current problem, 3 into 8 decoder is the appropriate one. Okay, 3 into 8 decoder is the absolute one which can be suitable for us. Now, how many OR gates are there? As we are having 4 bits in the outputs, you should take 4 OR gates. You should take 4 OR gates separately for each and every one. 1 OR gate for B0, 1 OR gate for B1, 1 OR gate for B2, 1 OR gate for B3. So separately take 1 OR gate for each and every one. Okay. Therefore, what is the requirement for us? The requirement is 3-stage decoder and 4 OR gates. 3-stage decoder and 4 OR gates. Okay. Now see here. So first, draw one 3-stage decoder and assign the inputs as per the table. In the table, what is our values given? A0, A1, A2. Okay. So copy them like A0, A1, A2. And you will have 8 outputs from 0 to 7. 8 outputs you will have. And 4 OR gates are required. Separate OR gates for B0, B1, B2, B3. 4 OR gates. Okay, why? Because we are having 4 output columns here. That's why 4 OR gates. And now in the B0, which values or which combinations are having 1? See, this is 0th combination. This is a 2 second combination. This is the value of 4th combination and 6th. Okay, 0, 2, 4, 6. These are the output lines which are representing 1. So you should link 0, 2, 4, 6. Okay, for the OR gate of B0, you should connect only 0, 2, 4, 6 to the OR gate. Okay, see here. See, for the B0, this is the 0th line, this is 2nd line, this is 4th line, this is 6th line. Only 0, 2, 4, 6 are linked with the fuse, and the remaining are left empty. Why? Because those are the values regarding 0. Okay, see the table, only 1, 2, 3, 4, only these 4 pins are representing 1. That's why wherever you find 1, connect them through the fuse. Wherever you find 0, don't connect them. That's it. In the case of B1, you find ones for 0, 3, 4, 7. See here, 0, 3, 4, 7. Like that for B2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 pins are representing 1. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only these 4 pins are connected with fuses. The rest of all pins are kept empty. They are in disconnected mode. They are not connected. And what about B3? See the table of B3. Only the last 3 combinations. What are those? 5th combination, 6th combination, 7th combination. See here, last 3, 5, 6, 7. Only these 3 pins are connected to this particular gate. Like that, see the table carefully and connect only the pins which are representing 1 with the help of fuses. Like this, you need to find out. Okay? This is the second model. That means if the expressions are not given in the problem, if the statement is given, then you should convert the statement into truth table, and from that table you should design like this. Okay? Clear? So I hope the session is understood by you. So in the next session, we will come with a new topic. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.